Hey everyone, welcome to the show. This is West Coast Wednesdays, every first Wednesday of the month. We missed a few there, but we're very excited to be welcoming you this October 5th, Wednesday, 2022. We wanted to also welcome the 15 students to the SF branch that are coming through in our producer program. We have Logic, Ableton, sound design, mixing and mastering, our music industry course, just to name a few. If you're interested in joining us, please check out sf.garnishmusicproduction.com. And we also have a little commercial from our central location we're excited to share with you because it has some really good information there on our program. So once again, welcome to West Coast Wednesdays. Every first Wednesday is our goal in 2022. Like I said, we missed a few, but we are going to be back on track here, working with things like Ableton Live. And the scene that I have up here is something that I'm going to do some live instrumentation. I have my SMB7 microphone here that I'm talking through, but I have another microphone that I'll be doing some recording through on the side. Let's get right into it. So what I want to share with you today is this sweet recording from our compadres, the New York branch, Brooklyn, New York branch of SF Garnish. And it's a little commercial just talking about our producer and academy program and where people have gone with it. So I think it's well done. And then we'll get back into doing some live Abletoning with you all in just a moment here. Check this out.
The best bit about Garnish and this whole entire course, I'd say, is the teachers would be my favorite part, and the sense of collaborating with all the students around you. Everyone is like a family.
I think the best bit about the course for me was the different perspectives that I got from every instructor, because every instructor provided insights on the industry and the music process, but everybody helps you gain a better understanding of what you really want.
The location is perfect because there's so much more opportunity. There's so many artists and so many producers and all at one place, and Brooklyn's perfect.
Myself doing this music production stuff, like especially electronic dance music.
Being in New York and studying in Brooklyn is a great experience because there's something about the culture of New York that embraces art and innovation and really, really high quality music. It's a culture that's more about art for art's sake, rather than like, oh, how many Instagram followers do you have, or how famous are you? It's really about the art itself. And it's full of hardworking, really creative people. So to be in that environment really helps my own process.
The most important thing that I can take away from Garnish is that I've learned that you should never stop learning and you should never stop growing. And the moment that you think that you know everything, you're done, because there's always more to learn and there's always more to know. And I think that's the beautiful thing about music.
Through different teachers, we had different things taught to us, and we learned how to basically become more complete musicians. They were all extremely helpful, extremely friendly. They seemed concerned about our own success. They all wanted us to actually succeed, and they would push us to like show us their music.
There were just so many different important moments that really took my sound to the next level.
Just a little bit there from the local branch of the Brooklyn branch. And we are the Bay Area branch, and there's 8 locations worldwide. If you're part of our academy, you can go from one location to the next. It's probably the only music school that you can actually travel and sit in on classes and do things like that. So let's go ahead and get into our session here. Okay, so we are going to be going into Ableton. And here we are. All right. What I'm actually wanting to do here is maybe just get a new screen so you can actually see my mouse while I'm doing this work. Because that's a big part of teaching here, is getting that going on. Let's see, I'll say 04. Alrighty. So you guys see this? Okay. Now when I'm moving through, you can see my mouse moving around. This is session view of Ableton Live 11 Suite. And there's a lot of features in this program that can be really confusing. A lot of little dots and things to press that can really change how things react to other things, right? For example, if you have something in record mode, all of these turn into record features instead of stop features. You can also take these away by highlighting them and removing the stop button entirely for certain tracks. So I'm just going to go ahead and get into something that I've created here, and we're going to talk about and actually demonstrate doing some live tracking in session view. I've been really enjoying session view and then bringing it over and recording into arrangement view, okay, which is mostly what people know is arrangement view. So this is part of what we got. And just for the record, we also have this camera. What's up? And this camera here shows you the push 2 in front of me. So you're going to see how I'm demonstrating the different effects that I have. I have a fade to gray on the master channel for right now. And I'm going to turn that on so that when I start this track, I can fade it in. All right, so we just have a couple different tracks going through here. And what we want to be able to do is cut things in and out. All right, so the marimba can take that out, and now you can start having that space to add in the other tracks. And I might as well change some of these titles here because this is marimba. Right here. Taking out the guitar, and this is where we can start bringing in and having a little bit of fun with the tracking aspect of things. So I'm going to go ahead and add this in. Let's go back in so you guys can see what's going on. I'll go into my rhythm section here. So this is a template that I created to where I can just easily record with my system. Oh, yes, it's an auto mode. I'll take that onto off for now. And we are on channel 12, which is the right microphone. It's just kind of this big chunky one right here. That's what we're gonna do for the ukulele. Now, if you change this setting right here to say the name of it, then that will actually record that name onto every track. So I suggest doing that. Now, on the push, there's another feature that I really like, is that there's a duplicate button. If you just like the simplicity of something, you can press duplicate, and then it shows you where it goes right there. So I got some reverb, or a little bit of a delay on there. I do like how on my effects, it's already EQ'd nicely to bring the lows out a little bit. Now to see what effects are on here, you're going to want to get this right here. If you open it up, you actually get the knob. Excuse me. All right. And going back to the push view, this line right here really helps out to see all the record modes. I can hold down the top to get out of record mode. So I like the marimba with the ukulele. I'm going to go ahead and press duplicate on that one. All right, you guys can see here, little melodica. So with this melodica, I'm going to play in the key of C, which is the key we're in, and I'm going to be able to put some fade to gray reverb effects and delay, reverb and delay, and it has a filter on it. So it filters certain frequencies out as you go through it. So back into our session here. I'll change this one to melodica. All right. I'm gonna keep on going. So you can have all your effects that are in the system in record mode on using auto right here. Okay. I'm gonna do this when I play, just because I think that hearing these effects while I play is helpful. One thing to also note is if you go command comma, it's a shortcut to your preferences. You want to make sure that your sample rate, your buffer size sample rate is very low if you're playing live with something like this. If you're doing live looping, this is a way to do that as well. And keep that buffer low if you're doing that. If it's high, you're going to get a better playback. And that's something that you do if you're doing some studio work, doing some mixing and mastering, post-production. All right. Okay. So, something to note. If you are using Ableton and not touching your keyboard too much, then looks like the whole program that I had went into sleep mode. So let's just try and open this back up and see if we can get our camera working again. All right, we cannot at the moment. At least we have this backup camera. You guys can still all right. And it decided to turn off again. I think I have some computer issues going on. It keeps trying to go to sleep on me. What is going on with that? So we might have to call it a little bit short today, but as you can see, using the push 2, you can do some live recording. I like using the push in the studio. It has all the features of the record buttons over here, the stop record buttons, which is something that I often have to, create a MIDI track or a MIDI keyboard, like program that in using MIDI mapping. This is already there set up for that. And then for a live show, it's already ready to have all your effects and your workflows already in place because you have it there. So without further ado, I'm going to call it a day. Hope you guys have a great time there. It's October, fall, almost holiday.